Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into a story that's not really just about cars. It's about how a brand can build trust, not with flashy ads, but with something they call engineered substance.
So what makes anything, truly trustworthy? You think that's a simple question, right? But the answer is a little more complicated. Is it just good marketing? Is it how it looks? Or is it something deeper, something you can actually feel? We're going to dig into that, all through the story of one company.
So our story kicks off with a pretty common problem, and the search for a solution. Let's meet the guy at the center of all this. Okay, so let's put ourselves in Arjun's shoes for a second. He's a young engineer, and his daily commute is just a real grind. He's on his bike, battling traffic, getting drenched in the rain, covered in dust. It's totally exhausting, and one day he just decides, you know what? That's it. I've had enough. He needs a car. So Arjun starts doing the rounds, visiting showrooms. And what does he see? A whole lot of flash. Cars with these giant touch screens, super colorful interiors, sound systems that could shake the building. But for an engineer like Arjun, he felt like something really important was missing. There was no substance, no real sense of safety or any focus on being reliable for the long haul. It was all style. But where was the engineering?
So Arjun's getting pretty frustrated with all the superficial stuff, but his search is about to take a pretty interesting turn. He's about to find a brand that does things completely differently. He walks into a Volkswagen showroom, and right away, the sales pitch is different. Nobody's talking about screen size or how loud the stereo is. Instead, the whole conversation is built around this one idea: strong, safe, and reliable. Now for Arjun the engineer, this was the kind of language he was waiting to hear.
So Arjun gets behind the wheel for a test drive, and the very first thing he notices? The steering. It doesn't feel flimsy or disconnected from the road. It feels solid. It has this weight to it that just gives you a sense of confidence. And then there's the sound the door makes when you close it. You know, it's not that tinny little click you get with some cars. It's this deep, really reassuring thud. That one sound tells you so much about the build quality, about how solid the car is. It just feels secure. And as he keeps driving, he hits a rough patch of road. But instead of the car feeling all shaky and unstable, it just feels planted, composed. That whole German engineering thing the salesman talked about, well, it wasn't just a slogan. Arjun could actually feel it. Back in the showroom, the salesman kind of connects all the dots for Arjun. He explains the whole philosophy. It's all about putting safety first, having a strong build quality you can actually feel, making sure the driving experience is smooth but also powerful, and having a design that feels premium because it's simple, not because it's complicated. Okay, so all the facts and the feelings, they're all starting to line up for Arjun. But the final piece of the puzzle, it didn't come from the salesman. It came from a little piece of fatherly advice. And this really gets to the heart of his decision. Arjun remembered something his dad used to say, and it just completely shifted his whole perspective. A car isn't just about looking cool. It's a tool that's supposed to protect you. And all of a sudden, those flashy interiors and big screens just seemed, well, silly. Safety? That became the real luxury. With that bit of wisdom fresh in his mind, the choice was suddenly crystal clear. He wasn't just buying a machine, he was investing in a promise of safety and reliability. But look, making a choice based on a promise is one thing. Having that promise put to the test in the real world, that's something else entirely. And this story isn't over yet. So let's fast forward a few months. Arjun's out on a long highway trip, he's enjoying his car, and then initial excitement has settled into just comfortable, happy ownership. And then the situation changes. A storm just rolls in out of nowhere, the rain starts coming down hard, and the highway gets slick and really dangerous. This is exactly the kind of moment every driver dreads, and this is where that brand's promise is about to be put to the ultimate test. And here it is, the moment of truth. In those horrible conditions, the car performed exactly as promised. That solid steering, the strong build, that stable ride, it all came together to keep him safe. The car didn't just feel safe in the showroom, it was safe when it really truly mattered. And in that moment, it all clicked for Arjun. You can just imagine him, smiling to himself and thinking, now I get it. Trust isn't something you see in an advertisement. It's the feeling of stability on a slippery road. It's a promise that's been kept. So when you boil it all down, Arjun's story really shows us the brand's 3 pillars of trust. It's about selling safety, which gives you peace of mind. It's about selling strength that you can physically feel. and it's about selling the driving confidence that comes from knowing you're protected by some seriously solid engineering. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Yeah, this story was about a car, but the idea applies to everything, doesn't it? Whether it's your phone or a tool or even a service you use, where do you find that trust that's been engineered in, not just advertised? What does that feel like to you? Thanks for joining me.